Okay, everybody, here we go. It is that time. And you know what I'm happy about? I just got this in the mail. No one said I was normal. I don't want to be normal. I think normal is overrated big time. I hope all of you can hear me well out here. So what's the story? Let's just touch on the freak show market just a little bit. We had gold and silver surging earlier. Well, that all has kind of turned around. Imagine my shock here. Just for a second, I want you to think about something that I don't know about you, but it gets under my skin. It really, really does. How can it be? How can it possibly be that a hard asset can possibly derive value from a derivative? Does that make sense to you at all? It doesn't make sense to me, but that's the way it's set up. It's an incredible mechanism when you're talking about precious metals here, how the derivatives market dictates the price for the hard asset. I mean, just as an example, and I've used this a million times, it's like the derivative of Apple stock being the driver of Apple stock. It's obviously the opposite. It's crazy situation, but I mean, what else would you expect in this kind of an environment here? And then we heard from Ray Dalio today. Look, I used to really respect this guy. He's multi-billionaire, world-renowned investor, and he's great, fantastic, and maybe we should all bow down to him. But he made a comment this morning. It was posted on a couple of the propaganda ministry websites where he said people should be in cash right now. Should be in cash right now? Really? How about no? I mean, you got to be kidding me. Really? Let's see. We have a situation here where central banks are continuing to fuel the debt system. Okay. No end in sight. You know that. We have an issue here where central banks collectively on a race to the bottom. They're all just trying to destroy their currencies. They're sucking the purchasing power right out of it. But Ray over there, Ray Dalio, sir, you want people to be in cash right now? Really? Really? Oh, how does that work? How about you got to be freaking nuts? Okay, I think people should have very little exposure to cash, which they don't even own anyway. You're holding these assets as IOUs or promissory notes, owing this stuff back to whatever central bank is issuing this shit crap stuff to you. I can't say that word here anymore. Yeah, he wants your cash. Can you believe this? I mean, you can't make this stuff up. It's impossible to do. But to me, honestly, people, look, you know what I'm going to tell you? The story is the debt market. It's always been the debt market. But today, watching the 10-year yield drop, not just the 10-year yield. If you're looking at global bond yields, they're dropping. They're dropping simultaneously. How is that even possible unless collectively central banks around the world are buying all the freaking debt and they're buying the market here? This stuff gets to me like you can't believe. Let's just touch on a couple of things. So, with regard to economic news, and I'll talk more about this later. So, core factory orders greater, industrial machinery is part of that, falling off of a cliff. Why? Well, because industry is in collapse. The ISM manufacturing index free falls, and look. It's amazing to me, really, how is it, in your opinion, really, that so many people, I assume, buy the nonsense, the distractions, the deceptions? Is it they just don't? And why is there not a revolution? Why is there no revolt? Honestly, I want to know about that. People just sit back and they don't do nothing. They're like, oh, well, you know what? The Fed's raising rates, not realizing what it actually means. We have central banks, Federal Reserve in this case, that continues to issue debt, but now wants to charge more for it. They get to think about this. Central banks, let's stick with the Fed because it's right here. They get to choose what they want to charge you, me, and the nation for the debt that they issue. Who came up with that kind of a plan? Can someone around here let me know? Who did it? Who? You guys are nuts. Yeah, look, I'll show you. Yeah, that's the wife. I know someone's asking to see the wife here again. Oh, anyway. Hey, look, I just got a text message here from Dan from I Allegedly. He's a great guy. I gave him a shout out in my newsletter. Really cool guy. I hope you guys are paying attention to this. There are some people out here that are really trying to, like you, all of you here are trying to make a freaking difference in this world by raising awareness. But sometimes I feel like we're fighting a losing battle. People would rather pay attention to people smearing excrement on their face, eating Tide Pods, licking toilet bowls. You get millions and millions and millions of views. People, they love that stuff. They're like, what are these things? They're not even human beings. You try to tell people a little bit of truth. I don't care how small it is. They hate your freaking guts for it. They hate your freaking guts for it. I really believed, well, when I first started this thing a long time ago, I was angry. That's what made me start blogging, is anger. And, I didn't have anything with regard to what I realize now about the market. Thank you, Andy. To what I know now that I've gotten so deeply into this whole thing. But I was angry about what was happening to people, happening to myself, the market melting down, people's investments getting evaporated. And I just started talking about it. And a lot of people I found were in the same boat. And then when I was digging deeper into this, and I found out there was all a setup. They all had this whole thing set up with the TARP program and Bernanke. It was all a setup here. And it's going to be another setup. And that's what they're doing right now, moving us towards a new system, creating dependency on the current system. I tell you, but I don't know. I guess we really don't need that many people to understand what's going on, because it's a natural selection process. And I've been talking about this for freaking years. Some of us are able to get it. Some people, no matter what you do, you could tell them that water is wet, or the sky is blue, or whatever. They just won't believe you. And that's okay, in my opinion. It really is. It is a nightmare, Paul. I agree with you. It's a freaking nightmare on an epic scale. Buy the dip, yeah, sir. D Brum, buy the freaking dip. This market's going higher. Look what they're doing. Look, I know people are focused on the major stock market indices. Stop looking at those for a moment. If you're looking at the drivers of this market, you're going to know where the Dow is going to go, the S&P 500 is going to go, the NASDAQ is going to go. You're going to know that by just watching the drivers. If you and I understand the debt market's the driver here of this entire thing, and we're watching the action we're seeing today, which is unprecedented, unbelievable, watching bond yields drop like this. Meanwhile, central banks are raising rates. Interesting paradox here. The dollar is spiking on a relative strength basis. Let's be clear here, Paul. Oh, no, who said that? Dollar is spiking here. This is GRE68. Dollar is spiking. Yes, on a comparative basis. Duh. Please don't make me repeat myself a million times. Thanks, Chet. Appreciate that. Wow. JEPI. Absolutely. I bought more yesterday. I'm going to buy more too. Absolutely. I know. It's interesting what's happening to silver. It was really raging earlier and it turned around. Okay, whatever. Let them play their games. We're going to play our games. Does this change your perspective? If you see, for example, the price of gold and silver all of a sudden reverse and fall off of a cliff, is this real gold or real silver that's changing hands? No, it's paper. It don't exist. It's not on the elemental chart. It's an amazing thing how it's set up, how the derivative drives the price of the hard asset. It makes me want to puke. But I look, I'm preaching to the choir here. Anyway, I think we all understand what's going on here. There's a disconnect between the market and the Fed. No, there's not. Not even slightly a disconnect between the market and the Fed. The Fed's driving the market. The Fed's buying the debt. The Fed is inflating on an insane scale. What would you expect? The market's going to go higher. There's no disconnect whatsoever. There's a disconnect between the economy and the stock market, and that gap is going to get even crazier. Hello, thank you, PM Galleria. Anyway, that's where we're at, people. It's revolting, vomitous. It makes me want to. It makes me want to smash things. Sometimes I really, all of you know if you follow my work. Sometimes I melt down. I start sweating. I feel my blood pressure like rising. Like I don't understand why people. I guess they don't get the situation of what's happening here. Oh, we just shut off. Oh, something happened here. Thank you, Jonathan. Magnetic pole shifts. Look, yes, this has happened in the past. Is it going to happen again? We maybe getting there. I don't really know. It's a pretty amazing thing. But like I was saying, it's great. Thank you. I'm still alive. I think I am. Yeah, I can feel it. I like to hit myself. Not really. I don't know why I do that. My hands are heavy. Like it hurts to do that. Anyway, yeah. Anyway, so what else can we talk about? Let's cover a few of your like specific questions here. The housing market is about to go insane. How do you see this going? I believe that unfortunately we're going to see the price of real estate fall further from where we are. Reba's mom. Hi, Reba's mom. Thank you. When is the 4th of July party? Oh, I don't know if we're doing that. Honestly, you know the reason why I stopped doing those live things? I'm going to tell you the truth. It's fear. I get death threats on a regular basis, at least one per month, where I have my life threatened. And sometimes, I think these people, for the most part, are just insane. I don't even understand why people would threaten my life. What am I doing here? Maybe I'm telling a little bit of truth and they can't handle it, so they feel like they got to come after me. I don't know. I think people get off on doing that thing. My wife unplugged my show. I wouldn't doubt it. The poor thing never gets to see me. She has to make an appointment to see me. It's online cowards. Exactly. People talk a lot of nonsense, don't they? I welcome death. Don't welcome death. You want to live, man. You want to have a good time. The car. I got a new set of headers coming today. I think I figured out the problem. I think it was a fuel delivery issue. I was having a problem with the fuel venting system. I'm also throwing a new set of plugs in there. I'm going to hopefully get my headers, which I ordered today. I ordered them through Summit, most of my stuff from Summit. And I got to weld in their evacuation system for the engine into the headers. It's a little bit of a job for me, but I'll get it done. And I want to be out there Saturday racing, so we'll see how that works out. PDBC, it's a good place to be. I think commodities exposure is where you need to be at. I've been talking about this for the longest time. I put a whole list of things out in my newsletter. Protect me. You guys and girls are great. You really are. Anyway, let's see. I had some hooker headers on my 79 Camaro. Hooker headers, yeah. The ones I bought were Hedman. We'll see. The ones I took off were, I think they were Airflow Research. They were too small in diameter, so I got a larger diameter header and with a longer collector. So we'll see if that allows me to make any more power here. Blackjack headers. There's a lot of good stuff out there. Doug's headers. Been around a long time. Anyway, I had hookers, no headers. Okay. Maybe we want to keep that a little quiet. I don't know. Maybe you want to broadcast it. I don't really know. Sanderson headers. Never heard of that. Doesn't mean they're not good. I just don't know about them. Anyway, so people, look, I'm going to end this. It's been fun. I love answering your questions, and we're going to do this again tomorrow. And then I'm going to take the weekend off, except for Sunday. I'll do my markets and look ahead. Remember, please, to subscribe to my free newsletter. If they take me down on YouTube, all right, that's where I'm going to post all my stuff right to my newsletter. There's no censorship there. I'm not going to censor myself. I can say anything I want. I can do anything I want. So I hope you do subscribe to my newsletter. And I'm also back on Twitter by popular demand. I mean, I was getting hounded about it. Anyway, this guy here loves you a lot. I mean that from the heart, people. It's the truth. I love being here with you. There's 718 people watching this right now. I think that's pretty outstanding. Please get this stuff out there and share it. And again, I will see all of you at the end of the day for my post-market report, and it's going to be, well, hopefully lovely. See ya.